IMPART, ignite a spark.
The world of the woman with the alabaster jar. In the ancient city of Bethany at the shadow of Jerusalem's golden gates, a mysterious woman emerged. Her beauty was rivaled only by the value of the alabaster box she cradled filled with perfume worth a year's wages. Who was she? And what desperate longing drove her to approach Jesus with such a precious gift? Meet Mary, a woman known for her beauty and her troubled past. Born into a wealthy family, she had every material possession she could desire, but her life was marked by emptiness and longing. She'd been married twice, and both relationships had ended in heartbreak. The pain and shame of her past lingered, making her a target for gossip and judgment in their small community. Her name was unspoken, her past unwritten except for one scandalous rumor: she loved too deeply. Mary had heard whispers of Jesus' mercy. She might have been drawn to his message of love, forgiveness, and acceptance, which resonated deeply with her own experiences. Could his love be the perfume to her shattered soul? She was filled with a desperate hope that drove her to seek healing. One day, while attending a dinner party at Simon the Pharisee's house, Mary saw Jesus. He was reclining at the table, his eyes scanning the room with kindness and compassion. Mary approached Jesus with her alabaster jar of expensive perfume nard. She stood behind him, near his feet, and began to weep. Her tears fell onto his feet. Luke 7 verse 38. As she wept, she wiped his feet with her hair and kissed them. Then, she poured the perfume onto his feet. Luke 7 verse 45. Anointed him with the perfume. John 12 verse 3, Luke 7 verse 38. As she poured the precious perfume onto Jesus' feet, the fragrance filled the air, a sweet aroma that spoke of her deep devotion. Jesus' eyes, filled with compassion and understanding, met hers, and he spoke words of affirmation: "Your faith has saved you, go in peace." The guests around the table exchanged skeptical glances, shocked and outraged, their faces a mixture of confusion and disapproval. Simon the Pharisee's expression seemed to ask, "Doesn't he know who she is?" Some whispered among themselves, criticizing her for her perceived immorality. Others were indignant, questioning why Jesus allowed her to touch him. Jesus, however, sensing the authenticity of her heart, saw beyond their reactions, acknowledging Mary's act of devotion and love. Welcomed her act of worship. And in doing so, silenced the critics around him. The woman's tears of adoration continued to fall, mingling with the perfume, as she gazed up at Jesus with a heart full of gratitude. And on the other hand, while their gazes met, Mary felt an inexplicable sense of peace, as if she'd finally found a refuge from the storms of her past. Without a word, Mary knew she had to pour out her heart to him. She retrieved her most precious possession, a jar of expensive nard, a perfume she'd been saving for a special occasion, and broke the seal. The fragrance filled the room as she anointed Jesus' feet, her tears of sorrow and gratitude mingling with the perfume. In that moment, the fragments of Mary's heart were transformed, reformed into a vessel of worship, overflowing with the fragrance of love and adoration. The perfume poured out, a sweet aroma that filled the room, a reminder that she was loved, she was valued, and she was enough. Mary's story teaches us about the power of faith, humility, and love. When she poured her heart out to Jesus, she found acceptance and forgiveness. As we reflect on her journey, we see that she finally found the acceptance and love she'd been searching for her entire life. As she walked away, she might have felt a weight lifted off her shoulders, ready to start anew, with a heart full of hope and gratitude. This story reminds us that Jesus values a sincere heart and offers peace and salvation to those who come to him. Valuable lessons. 1. Faith and humility. The woman's actions demonstrate her deep faith and humility, showing that Jesus values a sincere heart. 2. Love and devotion. Her extravagant display of love and devotion is a powerful example of how we can express our feelings to Jesus. 3. Acceptance and forgiveness. Jesus' response highlights his willingness to accept and forgive, offering peace and salvation to those who come to him. 4. Challenging societal norms. The story also shows Jesus' willingness to challenge societal norms and expectations, valuing the woman's actions over the criticism of others. Friends. When facing hard times and judgmental stares, remember Mary's story. She chose to prioritize Jesus' acceptance over others' opinions. In challenging moments, focus on his love and validation. Pour out your heart to him, just as Mary did. Remember, his acceptance and love are unwavering, and they can lift the weight of any criticism or hardship. Hold on to faith, hope, and gratitude, knowing he's with you every step of the way. Tarizibs.
IMPART. Ignite a spark.